I tell you, at first glance, it looks like the toughest schedule in college football, period. What would you say to a team that has to play Michigan State, Michigan, and Ohio State back to back to back in two of those games on the road? Also, beyond that, Iowa, Nebraska, Northwestern consecutively. So that's 6 consecutive games against very quality opponents. The 3 elites in the Big Ten: Michigan State, Michigan, Ohio State, then Iowa, Nebraska, Northwestern. Mark Rogers TV running through every Power 5 schedule in the country, including Notre Dame, Army, and BYU, the 3 major independents. We have arrived at the most difficult schedule in the Big Ten. It belongs to Wisconsin. It's the 7th toughest schedule in college football, and this was not difficult to slot in terms of Big Ten rankings. This is by far the most difficult schedule in the Big Ten. Ohio State's is second at number 13 in our rankings. So we look at a number of criteria. We've got a 9-step process. Check out the first video on Mark Rogers TV, and you will see our method. Okay, the big standout items here are, of course, the out-of-conference games. And the Badgers play a biggie on September 3rd at Lambeau Field. That will be historic. It will be fun to watch. Great venue. College football coming to Lambeau Field for the first time since about 35 years ago, something in that range, early 80s, when a lower division game played there. LSU, Wisconsin, September 3rd. The other 2 non-conference games, as is typical, light touches there in Akron and Georgia State. We outlined the toughest stretch of the schedule. What is key here in the Wisconsin schedule? Of course, they have to deal with their own division, everybody in the division. It's not a great division. No elite teams in the Big Ten West do we anticipate seeing this season. Iowa, of course, 12-0 last year. But a lot of teams that are fringe top 25 clubs. Wisconsin itself, Nebraska, Iowa, Northwestern. Also, very solid football teams. So Wisconsin has to deal with its own division, quality division, not a great division, quality division, balanced. And then out of the 7 in the East, who do they get? They get the 3 toughest teams in the conference: Michigan State, Michigan, Ohio State, and 2 on the road, as we mentioned. All right, it's the 7th toughest schedule in all of college football. It's number 1 by far in the Big Ten. Without question, Wisconsin having to deal with the 3 toughies in the Big Ten East and LSU. Need to hear from you now. Chime in on our ratings and rankings of these schedules, 67 all the way up to number 1, right here on Mark Rogers TV.